Hello everybody and welcome back to more of the Smuggler series where we're just doing an interlude episode. So this is the second interlude that we've had in the game thus far. We are done with Chapter 4, which is cool that we were able to finish that up, but we're going to be talking about Chapter 4 a little bit today and also kind of how I plan on doing the rest of the stuff coming up here shortly. So not a too exciting episode, but oh, look at all my look at all them. They're just over here crafting on one bench. What is Risha doing? She's got like her hands inside of the machine. I think they are stuck inside. I think I may need to call Gus to help her get out, or maybe Corso, because he's more of an engineer. Anyways, let's see here. What did I think of Chapter 4 for the Republic? I have some mixed feelings on it, to be honest. I think it was fun. It was well done. The ending was epic with like the ships and stuff, and it was very movie-esque. And for the most part, the flow was very good. But do I think that it was a good story? No, not particularly. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't the best story they've come out with, but it wasn't necessarily bad by any stretch. So why do I not think it was a good story? Well, I think the best part to do with this is to break it down into a nutshell. What was the overall outline of the story? And then you can kind of determine, was that a good story? Because then you just get the bare bones of it. You could do this with quite a few stories. It doesn't work with all, but you could do it with quite a few stories, and you can determine pretty easily whether it was a good story or not. So let's see here. Let's look at the fact that you start, and the Republic calls you and is like, "Hey, we need help. You need to come and help us on Makeb." So the Republic needs help on Makeb, because the Hutts are there attacking, and that's all you know. You get to Makeb, you figure out that the Hutts are there attacking, and that the reason Makeb needs help is because it's actually under geological distress, and the planet is going through major ground quakes. Okay. Then what's the next part of the story? Then you figure out that the planet is most likely going to explode, so you have to go and find the Ark, secure the Ark, then you have to get fuel rods for the Ark, then you kill Taboro, who is the main guy of the Hutts, and then you get off the planet. That's the basic outline of the story. Was that a good story? Not particularly. It's not necessarily the best setup for a story. And there's a few reasons why they did that, or why I think that's the result of it not being... I've never been in this room, I don't think. That's the result of them not necessarily having that as a good story, and it's that it's a general story, right? They didn't design it for a smuggler or for a Jedi. They designed it for everybody. And in doing that, you get a very generalized feel, you get a generalized heroic like story mission. It's not as good as if it was just a smuggler stuff. Like if it was just a smuggler series or just a smuggler story, you gotta think about it this way. I would have gotten to the planet, I would have gone in there, and then what would have happened is, instead of like being like, oh, we're gonna... Wow, the frame rate in this room is killing me. We're gonna save the planet. My character would have been like, what's on this planet that's useful to me? And instead of trying to save the planet, he probably would have gone on a mission trying to steal Isotope 5 and getting it smuggled off of the planet, selling it to some either Hutt or otherwise. And that would have been the smuggler's story, and that would have been a little bit more exciting, and it would have been a little bit more fitting. It would have been a little bit better. If it was a Jedi story, it would have been something maybe with a Sith who they determined was on the planet and was helping the Hutts, but in reality you get down there and you realize the Sith isn't helping the Hutts at all. He's actually going and trying to steal Isotope as well, and you get into this epic, like, one-on-one battle at the end where you guys are like fighting over the Isotope, and droids are coming at you because the Hutts are also fighting you, and it's like this cool three-way battle, and you end up defeating the Sith and getting the Isotope and making it off the planet, and learning secrets about what the Jedi Order is going through and stuff like that, and possibly learning if the Empire is actually dead, or the Emperor rather is actually dead or not. And that would have been really cool, but they generalized it, and because they did that, it was very vague. It was a vague story. It was overarching, and it was not very good. but it was well done. And I think that's the key. It may have not been good, but it was well done, and that's why I enjoyed it. That's why I'm not saying like, oh, it was stupid, which a lot of people have the, I guess, the audacity to do, just because they don't know how to express themselves, and this happens a lot in video games when people just say, oh, that game was bad. Well, the game may not have been bad, but you just didn't like it, and you just don't know how to subjectively say, well, I just didn't like it, it wasn't for me, because of this, this, and this. You just say, overall, the game was bad. And people don't know how to do that. So that's what I'm trying to do with this story, is give you guys a very objective look at it. Was it good? Was it bad? What could have been better? And that I guess that's my general thoughts on it. The Empire story, thankfully, is a lot better. It has a really cool premise, and they execute it a lot better. However, it still would have been better if they made it for each individual class. Let's see here. Let's talk about the next thing, because I think that pretty much summarizes my thoughts on that fairly well. And I've made those ideas up off the top of my head, so that's pretty good. Not reputation, what am I looking for? I am looking for my family tree. There we go. So, as you see here, this is my second 55. my second 55. Obviously, my first is my bounty hunter, and I just haven't really leveled another one. I mean, my agent is 52. She's doing well. I just haven't had a chance to level her. I probably should. But the next person is Adria. We'll get her leveled up. So I'm going to actually start her today, and you guys will see her this next upcoming weekend. We're going to do the Chapter 4 of the Inquisitor series. That'll be good. And then right after I'm done with that, which isn't going to take me very long, obviously, like what this had, like 10 episodes, 11 episodes like that, this Chapter 4, so expect kind of a similar deal. So almost 2 weeks, or well, like 2.5 weeks worth of Chapter 4 content for the Inquisitor, and then we'll move on to the Agent, and I'll actually have him probably at level 30 by the time it actually starts. I'm really looking forward to him. He's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I know what the story is already, so I know how I'm going to plan it all out. I know what gear choices I'm going to do, everything. I may even change his hair at one point. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's probably, actually no, without a doubt, it's going to be the best series I've done thus far, but I got to get to that point. That being said, I also need to mention that I've been live streaming a lot lately, which is why my throat's dying on me right now. I live streamed for 3 hours yesterday playing PlanetSide, and it was a hoot and a holler, and it was one of the funnest things I've ever done. I got into some really funny situations, and everybody really enjoyed it, which is very good. I like live streaming. It's more fun for me. I like the interaction of people. I'm a people person, so I like that kind of thing. And that being said, on Tuesday, which is tomorrow from the day this video is uploaded, we will be live streaming the raid for our I guess our main raid team, and we'll be doing hard mode Scum and Villainy and hard mode TFB. And what we're going to be doing with that is just going through it all within 3 hours. So we're just going to blast through them. You'll be able to hear our group dynamic, be able to listen to our vent conversations, and see how we lead a raid, and see how we get through it, and also maybe how we deal with conflict and just that kind of stuff. It's a very good learning aid for people, not only to see the fights, but also to see how a well-run group works. And that's just how I like to do my group, so you'll be able to see all that. And that will be more details coming up here soon. But on that note, we shall see you guys next time.